Hi guys, I was just doing a little design for a friend, and it's an electronics case or a box for his FPV wing, and the wing is made of foam, and I have one just like it and whatnot. So I decided to design up a plastic inner housing kind of protection bay, just to make it a little bit more sturdy and something cleaner looking and something easier to mount stuff to, either by Velcro or double-sided tape, because the EPP foam is not the greatest for letting stuff stick to it and whatnot. So anyways, we'll get right to it. He sent me the dimensions, so we're looking at 155 by 120 and 35 millimeters deep. Excuse me. So we'll just come up to our top view. I'm using Autodesk123D Design, if you haven't noticed. It's a free program, and yeah, it works for what it can do pretty much anything. So we are looking at 155 wide. Hit enter once, and then it snaps to our length 120. And hit enter one more time, and enter one more time, and we are left with a 2D dimension of our soon-to-be 3D box. So we'll click on the item, we'll hit the extrude button, and we'll come up. Now you can manually do it, or you can just go 35, and it'll do it for you. You hit enter. Okay. So our next step is to I wanna make this a wall, obviously, a hollowed out. So there are a couple ways. Now I could have went in 2D and drew my there's an option here for the offset. So it's good for smaller detailed stuff if you want to make an offset and just do a perimeter wall or a 2D, and then you just extrude it up. But I'm going to do it this way. There's an option called shell. So you pick your face and it does it for you, just like that. So all we need to do now is make the wall thickness. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to have it snap to 1/10 of a millimeter. So it will in tenths. Yeah, like that. So I want a 2.5, and you could come down here and go put your dimensions there like that. But I don't want that. So I'm just gonna have to redo that. Sorry. So I'll pick a shell. Oh, if I can find that shell. There we go. And so we want a 2.5 millimeters. There we go. Let's come back to our home view just to get an idea. Alright. On the sides, if you can envision with the two batteries, there's going to be one here and there's one here, and they come in and usually plug into like a Y harness. So I need to make an opening here and over on the other side. So I'm going to use this as a reference first, because with the draw tool, whatever face you click on will snap a grid to it, just so you can get a better idea. So we're going to go about, excuse me, here, let me see here. Okay, I'm just going to start over for 1 sec because I want to make sure the grid extends this way so it'll snap to the edge. So the center of the hole is 30 millimeters in. I'm just going to guesstimate the distance from the bottom. I'm not going to center, it's more towards the bottom from pictures that I've seen. So we're going to go right here. I'm just going to come in 30 millimeters just as a reference. Okay. Now I'm going to take my circle tool and I'm going to snap here. I'm going to make the circle, I'm going to go with, let me see here. Yeah, we'll go with that. Looks pretty good. Alright, so a little trick, you click on your circle and we're going to hit extrude, and you want to mirror this across like that. If you come this way, it'll add a solid to it, obviously, like that, but we want to subtract, so we'll just slide it across till it's red, and as you can see, we enter, and it's perfectly lined up. So I'm just going to delete this mark here. We don't need that anymore. I'll leave that here just in case. Sometimes it's just a sketch. You can come here and go hide sketches if you like. Okay. So now I need to we're going to insert, we are going to insert a logo because the name of the wing is it's made by TBRC, so oops, that's the wrong one. Insert. What's going on here? I'm sure it had the TBRC logo. Okay, here we go. So I'm just going to put this in the back here and I'll show you how to easily do that. So there's a couple shortcut keys if you want to rotate it on its y-axis. You just hit Y or Shift Y. We'll bring it back the other way. And if you want to rotate it on the x-axis like that, you just type X. It's a shortcut. And Z if you want to rotate it, spin it around like that. So we want it like this. And we're going to move it and kind of get it in position here. Let me see. It's probably going to be a little bit too low. Also, if you click an item and you hit D, it'll snap it to the floor basically, so you know that it's nice and flat, because if this box was above 2 millimeters, it would not print. Well, you could lower it down in the slicing program, but sometimes if you might miss that, and it's better to have it right the first way. Okay, so we're just going to move this up a little bit, and you can see as it sinks into the so right here we are going to, let's see, we can just kind of judge it, maybe the lid down a little bit more, and I'm going to maybe bring it over here, kind of get a better idea. Doesn't have to be perfect. We're just going to get that in here. I'm just going to slide this in. If I can get a little bit closer. As you can see, it's starting to sink in. So I think this is, I'm going to snap it at 0.5 millimeter increments, just so I can I think this is 2 millimeters, so hang on, now I'm going to have to redo this. 1 millimeter increments. But what I'm trying to do is get it sitting up against that flush, and then I can measure how deep I want to embed it in. There's a reason for it, so it looks good enough. I'm just going to enter that. I'm going to get back into the move. Alright, that looks like it's touching there. I'm going to come back in. Sorry about that. I'm going to snap it to 0.5 mil. Oops. Alright. So I think this is 2 millimeters. So yeah, because our wall is 2.5, and that's about 0.5 millimeter overhang. So basically, the reason I'm doing this is I want to embed this in 1 millimeter, maybe 1.5. Yeah, 1.5. I'm gonna hit enter. Before we go any further, I'm going to save. It's always a good idea to save. So we're going to call this Bensbox. Oops. Seeing it's Bensbox. Bensbox 1. I'm doing this for a reason. Because I already have it done. I just had to re-upload the video or whatnot, redo the video, because the bit rate on the first one when I originally done it didn't turn out the greatest. So what I want to do now is subtract what I have infilled, or what I have extruded inside here. So if we come up here, got a couple different settings. Where are we? We have merge, so I can combine these two pieces, or I can subtract. So I'm going to subtract. So it automatically to your first one to target. So we're going to click the box, our source. Now seeing this it's grouped, but it's still showing 8 pieces individually. So you have to hold Control, just like a normal keyboard command, Control, and we're going to select all of these. And once all selected, hit enter, and it subtracts what? It subtracts what was extruded in there, just like that. So anyways, guys, that is pretty much it. That's pretty straightforward how he wanted it. So yeah. So anyways, as always, I appreciate you watching, and hit the like button and share it and tell your mama. Alright guys, thanks for watching.